Clav kept his rifle trained on the tree line ahead, muscles burning as he forced his way through waist-high grass that had long since claimed this stretch of field. His eyes flicked constantly across the forest's edge before a clawed hand left the weapon to reach for his vest. He keyed his communicator, voice low and steady. "Keep your eyes on the tree line and stay sharp. Anyone that isn't ours, shoot it till it stops moving. We're here for survivors, not a picnic." A chorus of brief affirmations chirped back. Clav returned his hand back to the rifle and pressed forward, the forest canopy swallowing the light and casting the depths ahead into shadow. A sharp snap beneath his foot nearly made him leap out of his skin. "Shit," he muttered, heart pounding. He drew his long blade and slashed through the tall grass, hacking aside thick clumps in search of whatever had broken under his weight. His blade froze in place. A patch of fabric, unmistakably a uniform, peeked through the grass. Clav swallowed hard and worked faster, tearing the grass aside until the body lay exposed. His breath hitched as he recognized the insignia stitched to the fatigues. 11th Brigade. Their people. The ones they were sent to rescue. Fighting the urge to retch, he dropped to one knee and examined the corpse. The soldier had been stripped of their weapons and most usable gear, but their helmet camera remained. Clav unclipped it gently, careful not to disturb the body. "Hitman to all elements," he said into the comm, voice tight. "Found a body, it's friendly, 11 Bravo, gear stripped. I recovered their camp." He stopped mid-sentence. Every hair along his spine stood on end, a chill shooting down his back. Clav crouched further into the grass, eyes scanning the tree line. No movement, no wind, no sound. The forest around him had gone deathly silent. No insects, no birds, nothing. His stomach lurched. Something's not right. "Hitman to all elements," he whispered. "Fall back to the town. Something's up here. Move fast. Move quietly. Commencing radio silence." Rapid clicks of static acknowledged the order. Clav twisted a knob and shut his radio off, easing backwards, the recovered camera weighing heavily in his pocket. What happened to you? He forced the thought aside and retreated from the forest, hastily. Clav leant against a crate, loading the recovered footage on his data slate. The chip was damaged, corrupted segments littering the timeline, but it was still watchable, if only just. He pressed play. Dawn. Barely. An orchestra of gunfire filled the audio as an unmistakable beam of a lasgun zipped past the camera. The soldier stepped by an armored door behind a breacher, a detonator in their hand. A swift tap on the shoulder. A thunderous bang. The view exploded into chaos as the soldiers surged into the room, weapon raised, and found themselves staring down a human. The muzzle flashed, just the screen hitched, and static consumed the video. Clav scowled and scrubbed forward to the next intact segment. The chaos had ended, replaced by pained groans and the distant crackle of gunfire echoing through the compound. The soldier stood over a group of humans laid prone on the floor, their hands locked behind their heads. The room was a slaughterhouse. Papers littered the floor in different stages of destruction, some shredded, some burnt. Deep gorge and scorch marks scarred the walls. A few bodies remained unmoving where they'd fallen, a pool of crimson beneath them. The humans looked stunned, caught completely off guard despite the early warning they must have received. Many were unarmored, some wore vests hastily thrown over sleepwear, straps loose and buckles undone. The soldier barked orders, gesturing sharply with their rifle. The humans began to rise. The footage cut. Clav exhaled sharply and skipped ahead again. The view lurched around violently, green and blue streaks blurring across the screen as the soldier sprinted, rasping out strained breaths. They slowed, coming to a stop as they turned around. The outpost burned in the distance. An orange glow consumed the area as smoke belched from ruined buildings. Distant gunfire echoed sporadically. The soldier turned away and ran again, pushing through the undergrowth. The video froze on a blurred image of forest. Clav's brow furrowed, hand moving to advance the footage. The video resumed on its own. Pitch black. The camera was tilted upward, angle askew, the helmet presumably laid on the ground. The soldiers sat beside a small fire, shaking. Quiet mumbles slipped from their mouth as they rocked back and forth, until they went still. Leaves rustled. Their heads snapped up, eyes wide with fear, scanning side to side as their breathing quickened. For a split second, no longer than a heartbeat, two pinpricks caught the firelight from deep within the forest. They screamed, a raw primal sound tearing from their throat. The soldier raised their sidearm and emptied round after round into the darkness. With each muzzle flash, another pair of eyes flickered in the night, unblinking, patient. Click, click, click. The pistol slipped from their hands. The soldiers scrambled to their feet and bolted, snatching the helmet as they fled, the orange glow of the fire disappearing behind them. Clav swallowed hard, his mouth gone dry. He hesitated for a moment, then continued. The soldier's face filled the frame. Gaunt, sunken eyes, their fur matted with grime and sweat. The video shook slightly, the hands holding the helmet trembling. They spoke rapidly, words flowing slurred and mostly unintelligible. Something about being chased and 3 days without sleep. A crunch of leaves. The soldier whipped around, nothing but a wall of green. They looked back to the camera in their hands, eyes feral. Behind them, the foliage parted slightly. A silhouette peeked through, their eyes locked onto the soldier. A branch snapped. The soldier screamed and fled, the footage dissolving into violent motion. The video skipped, then steadied. A pale blue sky filled the screen. It was silent, save only for shallow, uneven breaths. Minutes passed by, until footsteps approached. Slow, light. A human stepped into view, looking down at the camera. For a moment they remained still. A sharp, sudden movement. The image twisted and shuddered violently, the scrape of dirt and grass the only sound heard. Another swift motion, a sickening crunch, a wet gurgle. The struggle stilled, the camera lolling back onto the human's gaze. The human just stood there, unmoving for a few moments, until they crouched down, leaning towards the camera, their face filling the frame. Their expression was unreadable, but their eyes pierced through the screen. Found you. They reached towards the camera. Static flooded the screen. The data slate slipped from Cal's shaking claws and hit the ground with a thud. The room felt smaller. The walls closed in on him as the final words echoed in his head, over and over again. He couldn't breathe. Found you. Clav swallowed, finding his throat impossibly dry. A shaky hand reached for his communicator. His claws fumbled against the button as he tried to steady himself. He forced himself to take a deep breath. Overwatch, Hitman, radio check. Silence. He glanced around the room nervously, his free hand sliding down to his sidearm. Overwatch, Hitman, I say again, radio check. A creak. Clav spun around, pistol raised, his heart pounding in his chest as the door stood ajar. The door groaned as it opened further. A breath caught in his throat. A metal cylinder bounced once across the floor. Twice. 3 times. White. His ears rang. Then black.